Hello, my lovely, luscious Leos. Welcome back to my channel. As you know, I'm Sachi the Scorpio, and I am here to deliver your guided twin flame soulmate reading as a mid-month check-in. Please like, comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send to you. So, Scorpio Full Moon, that shit was intense, wasn't it? It happened on the 7th, but we are still feeling the reverberations of it. Things have been revealed to us. Old layers of our soul are being shed away. Like, a lot is going on. And for me, I found out that my natal chart has been wrong my whole life, and I have a whole new natal chart. And guess what? I have a Leo moon, not a Cancer moon like I thought, but I am Cancer rising. So it all makes sense now. And now I'm part of the Leo gang. What's up? And like, I totally felt the month of May, the regular reading, which I'll link at the end, of like them not wanting to be more powerful, or like Leos to be more powerful. Now I totally get how I'm tapped into that energy. So I want to let you know that during the cleansing ceremony, my throat chakra started getting attacked. So I don't know if there was some sort of maybe like spell cast on the throat chakra or things like that. Or maybe someone like attacking with their words. I also got this energy that someone came back and like you saw the way that they behaved and you were like, I deserve better than that. So fuck yes. Fuck yes. All right. What is the theme for Leo? Whale breach. So there definitely has something has been breached, and I feel like it might be someone's boundaries, but also a breach in communication, you know, a breach out of the emotion where something has very much been expressed. There could, like I said, have also been a breach through boundaries where you might have set a boundary and it's like, like you just fucking breached that shit. But very much like I feel breach in consciousness as well. That Scorpio full moon really just like whoo. And you know, as Leos with fixed fire, the only thing that can dim out that flame is fixed water, which is Scorpio. So there definitely has been some change in the flames is what I'm getting. What else? Woo, that wanted to come right for me. Wolf instinct. Wow, everybody has been getting this. Well, Gemini, Cancer, and Taurus, I think, did. So there very much has been some sort of instinctual behavior that has gone on here with the wolf, where I take that this is very much something that someone has learned, you know, or both of you learned from your childhood, you know what I mean? Like the pack that you were raised with or that they were raised with, where something was done on an instinct, or both of you are working on instinct of like, you know, of this sort of breach. It was very much an instinctual behavior where, you know, it's like they can't help it. Like you can, you just haven't done the work is what I'm hearing. What else? What else is going on for Leos? Like, oh, I finally understand you Leos now, because now the misunderstood parts of myself, now I get it. Now I get it. Meadow, vulnerability. Yes, like there was an aspect of someone being vulnerable or being afraid to be vulnerable, or, you know, a breach of boundaries in terms of vulnerability. And it very much is based on some sort of instinctual reaction. But we do have the meadow. So, you know, if you can spend time with flowers or out in nature, I definitely recommend you doing that, or some gardening, you know, and understanding the fragility, you know, the vulnerability. Like, you are just a flower out there, and, you know, you can be, you know, eaten or picked or mowed or whatever it may be, of being so fragile, you know, but also so beautiful from that, you know, the genetic information that you encode, you know, of who you are in mind, body, and spirit is really just something fucking else, you know? Yes, Leos, I feel you. And like you made yourself vulnerable is what I'm feeling, and they did something that was based on their instinct that hurt, because I did feel, you know, at the beginning of you being like, come back after you fix your shit, You know what I mean? And I'm very proud of you for being that way. And also, you know, like I was talking about the Scorpio full moon, you know, where I am, we had a frost. And of course, like, you know, Taurus season of what is sprouting, you know, of course the Scorpio full moon would bring a frost that kills off half these seeds. Like, it's not time to sprout yet. What else? Give us one more for Leo. I feel like, yeah, I was going to say, I feel like since I asked for one, I'll get two because it's Leo. And yes, exactly. Earth magic, full moon completion. Exactly. The earth, Taurus, the earth magic, the fairies. There has been something that has come to a complete full moon, Scorpio full moon completion for you guys, where it's like, you know, there is something that is happening in the earth that's the magic. And it's, you know, the fairies are tricksters of, you know, some type of, you know, trickery sort of shit. I did mention my throat chakra being, you know, attacked. So there could be some energy with the fae folk, or maybe using a third party intermediate, you know, spirit source. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, but very much like, look, we have the flower, so things are going to come to full bloom. There is some earth magic here. I don't want to focus on the other stuff I was channeling, but it's there and it's deeper, and you know that. But like with the earth magic, like there is something that is going to be blooming out of this, and it very much will happen because of the Scorpio full moon and what it, you know, killed off in terms of being vulnerable, you know what I mean? But something will come from this. Something will come from this. All right, what is going on for Leo? Woo, coming out swinging. Coming out swinging. The Hermit in reverse. So there's this aspect of not wanting to be alone anymore. And I feel like this sort of breach, that they may have breached something with you and you might not like what you see and you're ready to get into something with someone else. Like, I am done with hermit mode. I'm done being like as entangled as I am with you, because all you've done is, you know, like, you just keep acting on this instinct of how you were raised, and like, you just keep breaching my boundaries, and like, I made myself vulnerable, but it's time for this cycle to stop. So I definitely feel that. What is the light energy of this? Whoa, that wanted to fly. Where the fuck did it go? It hit the wall immediately and dropped like to the ground. I almost said drop dead, but it looked like a fairy. It was just like crazy. Dunsparce using Ram. So I feel like this is, you know, this, like, some people associate it with a fly, but it's not. It's actually a snake. So like, we have some sort of, you know, snaky energy of like someone who, you know, is sneaky and not really, you know, is a little shifty. It's a normal type. It says it digs into the ground with its tail and makes a maze-like nest. It can fly just a little. So I feel like someone definitely burrowed away, you know, and they go into a maze because they're just confused and shit. And it talks about burrowing in a maze-like fashion. And that's very much what we have here, like with the Hermit in reverse. It's very much like, you know, like, look how entangled she is in this maze. And it's really wanting to get out of that energy with the ram. So you could be dealing with an Aries, but this is very much about ramming forward, you know, like just hit it, just knock it off sort of thing. And like, I feel, you know, it says it can fly just a little. So you are definitely untangling yourself. It's not like you are flying a lot, but you can fly just a little. You're like, I'm just getting out of this. I'm getting out of this complexity is what I hear. What's the shadow aspect? What's the shadow aspect? Okay. Jirachi using heart sign. So you really do love them. You love them so much. I always take this as, you know, soulmate twin flame type shit. I mean, obviously, but definitely twin flame, because we do have, you know, the hollow coming out. So it definitely wants to make itself known that you really wish that this would have worked out, that it would have gone a different way. you know, like the heart sign, this is where your heart is. And I feel like you guys both know that it's like your heart is there, but it's just so entangled and complex that it's like, you know. And this is very much like, this is a time traveler, a psychic type that, you know, travels through the stars. By the way, because it's reversed, it doesn't mean that it's bad. They're in reverse to show me that it's the second attack, not the first one. But like, so, you know, there very much is something about the time not lining up right now. And, you know, we're going through the Venus retrograde in Gemini coming up in like 2 days. And, you know, today Saturn goes retrograde, and then in 3 days Jupiter goes retrograde, and Pluto's already retrograde. Like, there's so much going on, and of course nothing's gonna align right now. Literally, things are not aligning in the sky when it comes to the heart. It says, the twinkle of the stars, the destiny of love, a miracle that grants wishes in the night sky. So again, this is very much a divine connection that talks about the divine love, you know, so I feel very much twin flamey energy here. But you're understanding, you're getting out of this because you know it's not aligned, and like, you just don't want to be in it right now, like, while it's not aligned, is what I'm feeling. What else is going on here with this instinct? The wolf spirit that just is coming out with everyone, of course. Like, the full moon brings out the wolves, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Yeah. Wow. Knight of Pentacles. I was going to say, there was someone who pretended to be like someone that they are not. Yeah. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Like, there is some sort of cycle that has not been completed with them, you know, with this wolf instinct. And, you know, this is about, you know, soul fulfillment and what fills their soul. And the cycle can't be completed because they are just, you know, consuming the physical world. They are, you know, filling their bellies with food and flesh and drink and things like that, instead of doing what their soul needs to do to move on. And they are instinctually, because of the way that they were brought up or whatever, are just not completing that cycle, because they are still focused on the material realm and they aren't going towards their soul fulfillment. What do you know? What do you know? Okay, that's too much. That's too much. I definitely saw there was the one Pokemon that I always associate with like being abandoned by a mother or something like that. But what's the light energy here? We have Mighty Ina using Crunch. So there's definitely a dark hold on this. As you can see, like, look, there's the wolf, there's the wolf. Like, this is a dog that is a dark type that, you know, responds aggressively and is very territorial. And, you know, Crunch, this is, you know, a herding energy, a dark Crunch. So it says, it will always obey the commands of a skilled trainer. Its behavior arises from its living in packs in ancient times. So again, this is a learned behavior through his lineage, or I don't know why I said his, their lineage, you know, and there is some darkness that is within that blood, and it's very much, it's like it always obeys the commands of the skilled trainer. So I feel like they might have some sort of attachment issue, maybe to a parental figure that just like bosses them around and tells them what to do, and they haven't completed that soul cycle there. What's the shadow energy? Jeez, that already seems pretty dark. What's the shadow energy? So stuck, and it wants to come here, you know, covet and last resort. I feel like they want this with you if it's the last thing they do, is what I'm hearing. And it's like the last resort would be to be alone. That's like, if you want to know if they're coming for you, they're coming for you. But it's like, you're getting out of this, like, no, fuck this, you're not who you need to be. But they covet something of yours, I feel, as well. Like, we have this flower, so, you know, and here you are being vulnerable as the flower. They covet your shine, your sunshine, your sunflower. Like, they are just so jealous how brightly you shine. And it's like, they want to be that way if it's the last thing they do. Like, you have to know that there is some darker energy here of like, you know, of whatever this hold is, but they want what you have so much. And it says, Cinccino's body is coated in a special oil that helps it deflect attacks such as punches. So I do think it's very important that you start protecting your energy, start protecting your aura from this person, because like, since they're stuck in this dark energy, and they aren't going for their soul fulfillment, you know, and they're just doing whatever the fuck they're doing and coveting you, like they want you, but like they're stuck in their shit, you know, they like, you need to put some oils on yourself or do some sort of protection spells. I think oils is something that you can definitely start getting into in terms of protection, but there is some, so you definitely need to start protecting yourself, because they want to steal what you have. Yeah, they don't want you more powerful than them. Plain and simple. Which, like, if this is a twin flame sort of thing, you know, eventually you guys will be equally powerful. That's kind of how it goes. But, you know, they have to do their work in order to get to your level, you know what I mean? In order to take some of that back. All right, let's see here. So we have the High Priestess in reverse and the Two of Wands. Yeah, like I was saying, definitely twin flame. This is, you know, this is either someone that you found out was not your twin flame, or this is like a twin flame situation that like, that isn't going well. I'll put it that way. It's not going well, because like the Two of Wands in this is very much the evil twin, the doppelganger, the one that makes all the bad choices. So there could be some, you know, the thing is, I don't know how other people's twin flame relationships are. I know what mine is, and I've questioned this a couple times, like, ugh, is this just someone evil trying to steal my energy? And it's like, yeah, they do want your energy, but like, are you going to be able to balance? You know what I mean? But anyway, so this is definitely a twin flame relationship that is, you know, wonky. And with the High Priestess in reverse, what I'm hearing is like someone doesn't believe that it's a twin flame relationship. There could be someone very much in denial, which is why they're not going towards their soul fulfillment. But like, it is written in the book, you know what I mean? And I feel like this is something that is very true, and this might have been, you know, revealed during this time to the full moon. Like, maybe that was the first time that someone has considered the concept of, you know, their soul fulfillment or soul contract, like, you know, being in conjunction with someone else's. So, you know, with the High Priest in reverse, I feel like someone might have not liked the sort of, like spiritual information that was given to them. What's the light energy here? Yeah, steel energy. So this very much this vulnerability, it's about needing to protect yourself. You know, steel energy, this is the symbol of water, of protecting your emotions, of protecting yourself. So again, you need to protect yourself because they are trying to steal from you. But the thing is, they need to steal it from the external world, you know, to get to that level. And it's very much like you made yourself vulnerable, and then you immediately had to protect your energy of like, uh-oh, whoop, time to shut it down, and to, whoop. What's the shadow here? Sligu using bubble, and Nicket using instigate. So we have the fox spirit coming up. Interesting. So with Sligu using bubble, you know, this is a dragon type, so I do take it as like soulmate twin flame energy. Like bubble I take as like kind of like a gargle of like what they're saying, like of someone kind of being in their own little bubble. And I feel like maybe you revealed to this person that you're twin flames and like they're denying it, but that bubble has been burst. Like that scares them, that you guys could have a sort of spiritual tie, and like they needed to protect themselves as well. So this is very much, you know, in the cave of like, you know, being in the dark and the emotions in the dark and things like that, very much with twin flame. And it says its 4 horns are a high performance radar system. It uses them to sense sound and smells rather than using ears or nose. So I feel like there's very much an energy that you just feel that's going on. It's like you don't have to talk to this person about it, like, because that's how these sorts of relationships are, you know what I mean? Like, you start feeling a way, they start feeling a way. It's just, you know, cosmic mirror shit. We have the twin flame. So for those of you with their twin flame, like, for sure, like, you don't need to smell this person or to hear them. You know exactly how they're feeling, because you guys are experiencing the exact same emotions. But this was a dark type sort of instigation. I feel like this came from a place of fear and, you know, of like, yeah, don't forget, like, we are bonded sort of thing. Like, you can't get out of this. Like, it makes that person want to close off, you know, and not be vulnerable, because like, you're already setting that tone for them of how vulnerable they are, and they don't like being vulnerable like that. They don't like that they're spiritually tied to you. And I feel like that was a little bit of an instigation towards them or towards you, whoever is the one doing that. It says, aided by the soft pads on its feet, it silently raids the food stores of other Pokemon. It survives off of ill-gotten gains. So I feel like there very much is someone who is shifty here. It might be, you know, them in their own bubble, where they might be stuck in this energy of like, you know, like it talks about like raiding the food stores of other Pokemon. So someone who likes to steal from other people, or, you know, take from other people, like the way that they get their money is by ill-gotten gain. So it could be someone who's in some sort of toxic financial situation, or maybe they like fuck people over and shit. Woof. I'm just gonna leave that there. All right, let's see about the earth magic and completion with the fairies and the full moon. So we have the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups in reverse. So there is very much something that, you know, for those of you, it's not your twin flame and that it is a soulmate. We do have the soulmates coming up. So I feel like this is interchangeable energy for both types of relationships. But, you know, for the soulmates, it's like, you know, this is about putting emotional energy into a situation that is, you know, an object. And I didn't mention this earlier, but if you have a cursed object, you need to get rid of it. Like 2 other signs had that energy, and when I was about to start yours, I started picking up on that energy again. So very much getting rid of that sort of shit. But, you know, guess what's in this pot? It's her dead lover's head. So, you know, there's this energy of like, she can't let go of her dead lover, and now she has put it into an object, and she's like praising this object, even though it's like, that's not what needed to, you know, be grown is what I hear. And I feel like if you have a cursed object, like, offer it to the fairies is what I'm hearing. Like, offer it to them. Weird. But yeah, so with the 2 of Cups, and the 10 of Cups in reverse, it's like you haven't been able to fully celebrate the completion of something because, like, because of this, that you've still been sort of feeding this emotional energy. Because the 10 of Cups, this is the Day of the Dead, of like understanding, like, yes, it has come to a completion together, and now we can, you know, move forward, because, you know, 9 is the completion of oneself, and 10 is the completion, you know, with another party. So, you know, of 2 people coming together. So with the 10 of Cups, it's very much like, you know, not being able to celebrate the ending fully of something because you're still holding on to some objects. So get rid of the objects. What's the light energy here? So, wow, Tincino using Covet and Mewtwo using Psychic. So it comes from this place of thinking that if you, like, you want something of them, and it's like you think that you can, that it like somehow influences your psychic connection. You know what I mean? And I think that there is definitely something maybe that you both have, that is like the same, that you both have been holding on to or something like that, but it definitely, like, yeah, interesting. Okay, so it talks about, you know, coating itself in special oil again. So I really do think that there might be some protection that you need to do against this object as well. This is such weird energy, Leo. But, you know, with Mewtwo using Psychic, this is you know, a super strong Psychic type. Like Mewtwo was the first genetically modified Pokemon, so there could have been some sort of alteration that you've made to that item where now it holds some different sort of psychic significance. It says, a Pokemon whose genetic code was repeatedly recombined for research. It turned vicious as a result. So I think that there has been some sort of, you know, misdeeds here, obviously, and you know, the genetic code was repeatedly recombined. This could be some ancestral trauma sort of stuff. And then it turned vicious as a result. So I feel like there has been some sort of, you know, misdeed that has happened that has turned energy vicious. And I think that it has gone into some sort of object that you guys share, is what I'm hearing. Weird. All right, what's the shadow here? Rat-a-tat, dangerous suspicion. So what I'm hearing is that, okay, so don't be dangerously suspicious about that object thing, okay? Because don't start casting, you know, negative energy towards any objects. If you know, when I said that, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. That's not a message for everyone. So, like, don't start freaking out. Don't get suspicious of things. You know what I mean? Like, chill. But, you know, with the rat-a-tat energy, they're definitely, this is like being super, super scared, you know, of something coming. There's like a portal and there's a bunch of like rats, you know, running away from it. So let's see what it says. It says, its fangs are long and very sharp. They grow continuously, so it gnaws on hard things to whittle them down. So I'm going to ask for, can you clarify? Because it's like, it has to do with the teeth. So I feel like, there's something that is growing in terms of, I'm not sure if you did some sort of spell while you were under fear, but that needs to go away as well. But tell me more about this rat-a-tat. Bergmite using ice block. So it's somehow blocking the emotionality of what is going on. So there, you know, this is the water energy that has turned to ice. It has become stagnant, and I'm really feeling something in my throat chakra. So I really think that this is somehow connected to the throat chakra situation. It says, using air of negative 150 degrees Fahrenheit, they freeze opponents solid. They live in herds above the snow line on mountains. So I feel like there's some energy, like how I was feeling my throat chakra, and this is associated with the throat chakra as well, of like, you know, of freezing opponents, that somehow this dangerous suspicion, you know, and if when you're suspicious of someone, they're going to pick up on the energy, and it's going to block them from being able to communicate as well. Do you know what I mean? And makes their emotions become solid. So there is some energy that definitely needs to be broken in that regard. All right. What does Leo need to hear about love? And I feel like this is very much an object-based sort of thing. So like, if you know, if that message is for you, then there you go. It only takes a second to say I love you, but it takes a lifetime to show how much. So I feel like someone definitely was like, kind of like, I love you, and then like their actions really didn't match it. you know? And it's like, you know, it's going to take a whole lifetime to show me how much you mean, not just by giving me this confirmation that you love me. Okay. Desire does not demand love before it traps you, but desire with love creates a powerful bond. So I feel like someone very much like tried to demand something and try to trap some sort of energy, and it's like that's not how it works. Like when you both desire each other and love each other, that's when the bond becomes really powerful. But I feel like, you know, someone demanded some sort of love and like wanted that expression of love, and then to trap, you know, and like, yeah, you're mine. But it's like, this is not about any sort of expression. This is about, you know, the whole lifetime journey. And I feel like that's what you wanted, of like, you only said this, but I'm trying to have it all. And that might have made them shut down or something. In true love, you want what is best for the other person. In romantic love, you only want the other person. So I think that that definitely could have been where it came from, is very much like you just wanting the other person, not what is best for them in this moment, is what I'm hearing. So just be aware of that. All right. Or vice versa. You know, the energies can always be flipped. So what should we focus on healing right now? Retreat and the Goddess. So this is a time to retreat away from the situation and to go inside of yourself. You know, this is very much heart chakra associated, of, you know, retreating inside of yourself and doing, you know, your inner work, and the Goddess of focusing on the divine feminine energy, and remind yourself like what a goddess that you are. You know, she has some flowers in her hair, she is naked. So this is very much getting in touch with, you know, your divine feminine form, you know, and like it doesn't matter, you know, what gender you are or what body you have, like getting in touch with that, like, yes, I am sexy, and, you know, like I can draw people in with my, you know, power and sex appeal and suave and intellect, and, you know, all of this goddess type fucking energy, the Goddess. So hell yeah, Leo. All right, I hope that you got what you needed. Like I said, please comment, subscribe. The more energy you send to me, the more I can send back to you. And if you are interested in a private reading, please feel free to email me or at sachithescorpio@gmail.com, or to message me on Instagram at sachithescorpio. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you again for the next read. Bye bye, Leos. I love you.